Welcome. You know, there is this growing recognition, this growing realization that the nature of the heart is always joyous. No matter what is being experienced, the nature of the heart is always the same. For a long time, for most, the connection with the heart is intermittent because the attention is swept away into the phenomenal experience of separate objects. But whether the attention is swept away or not, the nature of the heart is constant. And as the openings and closings continue in the body, which wears away the habit of this false identification, the relationship with the heart becomes more sensitive, it grows, till there comes a point where the taste of the heart is never absent, because it is never absent. It is the feeling of your existence, it's always here. But the feeling of your existence, which is felt as the heart, is always joyous. Even if the mind body is miserable, this is only an overlay in the phenomenal experience. It's only an overlay, an appearance. There is no need to be concerned or have fear of appearances. They're only appearances, as strong as the experience of these appearances may be. When the contractive phase has passed, the feeling of your existence remains the same because it has never been touched, because the phenomenal play is, it's only an apparent play. It does not affect your existence. And your existence felt as the heart is pure happiness. Your heart is always in joy. Your heart is not in joy about something happening to me or about something happening in the world. There's no about in it. It's the inherent flavor, the feeling of what already is as your own existence. The feeling of this is joy. It's always here. And if there are periods where it is not felt, it just means that this burning away of this false assumption that I am the body, mind, I am the body, mind, that this false assumption is still being unraveled. But the inherent joy that lives in the heart always is always available because it is your very existence. The love that is alive as the heart, as well, is just an inherent part of your very existence. It's always here. It's the great news. The overlay, the appearance, can be distinguished as appearance because it comes and goes. When it is not causing stimulation, the feeling of your existence is so obvious. You exist and you feel it. When the attention is swept away, then you have the experience of object to object, the play of separation in the world of perception. Perception is what creates the experience of objects. But the heart is not in the area of perception. It's not in the area of opinion. It's not in the area of time. It's here. Your heart is always, always here. And the flavor of the heart is the flavor of freedom. It's unbounded. And it's always here. And it's always everywhere. And nothing can stain this. It's the nature of your existence. The nature of your existence and the nature of the next person's existence, it's all just existence. It's all one thing. It's life. Life is. Life is felt. The nature of life, the nature of existence is the nature of harmony, happiness, unity, of aliveness, of beauty. And compassion. And it's all alive right now. It's always alive right now. And the more there is this self-reminding not to find something, but just to relax into the feeling of your existence, which is always here. Cannot go anywhere, it's your existence. how can your existence go somewhere? And the feeling of your existence is ultimately recognized to be the feeling of God, of Brahman, of unity consciousness, of the infinite field of conscious awareness, whose nature is pure happiness and can be felt by you because it is you. And just always to be alert that everything in addition is only an appearance. It does not touch the nature of your existence, for it is only an appearance. There is no need to become overly involved with appearances. Just let them do what they do. When they're just allowed to do what they do, they bother nothing. Why? Because it's only an appearance. And reality is simply distilled down to the fact that you exist. And your existence is now. And what is now is here. And it is felt as yourself. And it's always here. And it's always joyous. Always, always untouched. Always untouched. And it's not an individual that finds your existence. The appearance of the individual is just the appearance. You are existence. It's not an object that's away from you. It's not something to attain. It is what you are. And the nature of what you are is pure divinity. To feel your divine nature. To feel what is already here. To feel the direct truth, direct, right now, without an overlay, without a story, without appearance, without relationship with what seems to appear, what comes and goes, what is always changing. Feeling the changeless nature of your being, of your existence, that is aware of all the changes. What is aware of all the changes is unchanging. The feeling of what is unchanging is the feeling of yourself. The feeling of yourself does not come nor go. Only attention can come and go. Your existence cannot go. How can it go? When you feel it, you are it because you are. When you feel your existence, you feel your inherent joy because your inherent nature is happiness. It's not a person acquiring happiness, it's recognizing what is there. It's actually the light of happiness rediscovering itself, consciousness rediscovering itself, what is infinite rediscovering itself. and then it illuminates the whole field. Then something of profound significance occurs because there is realization. Realization is not an individual acquiring enlightenment. Realization is the self, because the individual has only been an appearance. It's yourself, your existence, which is everywhere, remembering its nature. And it naturally just kind of folds back onto itself. And this is the magic. It's the alchemy when it falls back on itself, realizing itself more fully. It electrifies the infinite field of consciousness. It begins reawakening to its nature, and the nature is one. It's one, it's unified. It's infinite. It's infinite. It is the direct felt sense of who I am. And in the connection with this one field of presence, can feel how each time this comes through, it gets in a little deeper. It wakes up the consciousness that is yourself a little more. This is the grace. It's not an individual doing something, getting somewhere, deepening. In this truest sense of the word, it is the heart itself, existence itself, consciousness itself, reawakening, reawakening to itself. And the flavor of it is this unalloyed happiness, aliveness, vibration. The pulse of life lives within your being. The taste is the taste of holiness. The flavor is the flavor of unity. The realization is the heart, the self, realizing itself. Let us just sit for a few minutes before we begin with questions. Thank you all for Satsang.